This is video 92 on a MicroPython LVGL embedded solution. As you can see, we are getting coding assistance from Code's IntelliSense and auto-completion capabilities. Now, let's define a button. As you can see, we also loaded a stub for LVGL, as this channel covers multiple small system solutions over time. Please subscribe to stay informed and click like, as that really helps. Stubs are text files for a particular language that contain public details of the functions and variable types and include docstrings. As we type code in an editor, these items appear for us to choose or autocomplete. Most people call this IntelliSense. Usually for a Python project, we code into a virtual environment. We can do the same with MicroPython. Into this environment, we load two sets of stubs. In our project folder, we update the VS Code settings with the stub names. With it, we can now write MicroPython LVGL programs with the IntelliSense assistance. This is the best aspect of VS Code. It gives us a productivity boost when we need to enter software code. Additionally, VS Code has a vast quantity of extensions that automate all aspects of software development. Now, using MicroPython stubs, we can bring that ease to use our microcontroller projects. For our test rig today, we have our standard ESP32-S3 USB device connected to an ILI9341 LCD display. Also, it is using our new firmware. We wired the ILI9341 display using these ESP32 device pins. Our device in the test rig is the N16R8, which means 16 megabytes flash, 8 megabytes PS RAM. We recently purchased an Espresso USB device that is N32R16, and so with a similar partition table, we get a firmware that leaves you with 4 times more flash storage. All of our software follows the MIT license, and both firmware are new and are at our GitHub site. Identify or create a Python virtual environment on your desktop. In our demo, we are using a Conda virtual folder on a Windows desktop. If you prefer, you can activate a VENV virtual folder. Either way, open a terminal with that environment activated. Then open your browser to the MicroPython Stubs website, mentioned in the endnotes, and study the list of the various packages. Search for MicroPython version 1.28.0. Then look for ESP32-generic_S3. The table provides the pip install command. That's the command you see circled on this slide. Inside your virtual environment, perform the pip command as you see here. In VS Code, find your project folder, then create a .VS Code folder. Inside that, place a text file called settings.json. Paste this setting that you see on the slide. The stub maintainers also provided stubs for several other libraries. Unfortunately, their versions are a bit old. For example, their LVGL is for version 8.1, which is inadequate for our use. We tried the MicroPython stubs file for ulab, but it's missing docstrings. But we obtained version 9 LVGL stubs from the LVGL forum that was provided by Kevin Schlosser. Although it's a year old, it's still useful to us. Our GitHub copy has 2 minor edits. It's a huge file, so if you make any corrections, please pass them to us, and we'll update the GitHub object so that everybody can benefit. In VS Code, you can add a second stub setting for extra paths. We copied our stub file from our GitHub site and placed it in a folder on our desktop. Here we need to fully specify the file's location. Okay, let's walk through the demo. We have Visual Studio Code open, which we'll just call code from now on. And we've opened a file. We've included our usual imports for MicroPython machine, LVGL, and our display driver. Since our test rig uses a microcontroller pin to turn on the display backlight, let's add it to our code. As you can see, we are getting coding assistance from Code's IntelliSense and auto-completion capabilities. Earlier, we added MicroPython stub file to our desktop. Now, as we type, we get help from this. Every feature is here, and we get documentation too. Let's continue, and we'll add an import for ESP32, which has various microcontroller functions. Okay, let's use it. As you can see, we added the ESP32 function MCU_temperature. However, just like you saw, some features do not have the doc stubs, but at least you have the function name, and that helps you. Let's continue, and we'll add some more source. Let's add in our screen definition that we typically use for LVGL. Now, let's define a button. As you can see, we also loaded a stub for LVGL. Let's continue to define our button. We want to add background color function. Now let's add a palette. And what colors do we have available? We can easily add the color blue. And all the styling for the parts are very easy to add. Let's add in the rest of the button. All right, let's add another LVGL object. Let's define a text area. Okay, that was helpful. And just like before, we need to set the colors. Here we need to set the color of the text. All right, IntelliSense is helping us make it much easier. Let's add the rest of the code and save it. We'll add a callback for the button, and we'll add an event. So whenever we click the button, it's going to update the text. And in this case, the content is going to be that temperature. All right, let's save it. Now, we're ready to run the program. We could use a MicroPython remote command. Fortunately, VS Code and Thony can interact on the same source file. So let's open up Thony. As you can see, we've got the exact same source. We can click the red stop button to ensure that our controller is ready, and we can press the green run icon to run the program. Let's turn on our camera to see the display. All right, we're seeing a display with a button at the top that says Get Temperature and a text area just below it. Let's press the button. As you can see, we got a temperature in the text box, and that's all through the help of our MicroPython stubs. And that's the demo. Finally, if you go to this MicroPython stubber website, you can learn how to create your own stub MicroPython file. We followed 5 of the 6 steps and created our own MicroPython stub. If you plan to attempt this, we suggest you perform the steps on a Linux system and be sure to have 1 to 2 gigabytes of storage available. We hope you found this presentation helpful. Hopefully you can use MicroPython and LVGL statements in VS Code with more confidence in your next project. Thank you for listening.